Welcome to Hood Champion Boxing and Sports. And boxing, you find a way to win or you find a way to lose. So someone from Gervonta Davis' team finally responded, I think it was today, to Ryan Garcia's persistent social media campaign for the fight that he wants next, which is with Gervonta Davis. But Floyd Mayweather, as we all know Mayweather, man, he's a tough competitor. I am the A side. I made smart investments. That guy, who's still Davis promoter, so Davis is still plugging along. Haven't heard much about what's going on with Davis and all the legal woes he was enduring, but still plugging along. Floyd Mayweather came, man, and did an interview where he said Davis fighting Garcia before the end of the year. That can happen. But Davis will absolutely not, something else Floyd Mayweather likes to say, face Garcia at 140 pounds. And we know that Garcia divulged after Friday's win that he wants to fight Tank Davis at 140 pounds. Now, this is the thing, okay? Look, we know that one of probably the main boxing attractions in the sport would be Garcia and Tank, okay? We know that. But as far as the main attraction, the main man at 135 is Tank. And then the second person between 135 and 140, I don't know, man. Ryan Garcia could be there, but I don't know. I have to say Devin Haney. You got to really look at Lomachenko. Like, Ryan Garcia is not there yet. But he's one of the key players, okay? We got to give him credit. But we all know right now when it comes to who's the main man, really from 130 to 140 is Tank Davis. And you got to give him credit for that. And the thing is this, Ryan Garcia, I'm not sure what's going on, man, but he's calling out Tank, and Ryan Garcia's even started to become vulgar, talking about, I'm letting my nuts hang. Let's go. I'm letting my nuts hang. Let's go. Come on, Tank, show us your nuts. You got, like real ridiculous stuff Ryan Garcia's saying. Now, I'm not sure if that's how we're going to get a fight, but if you want to get a fight, you don't have to insult the other opponent. That kind of gets people talking, but you got to make a sacrifice. And sacrifices gets you fights. So since he came out, which was stupid, okay, and says that they have to make the fight at 140, now the sacrifice is, we'll fight you, but at 135. If Ryan Garcia would have never opened his big mouth and said anything about weight, I'm sure they may have been able to work it in the contract at 140, because even for Tank, it's not easy getting to 135, okay? Tank would have probably been open to 140. But it's easier for Tank to make 135 than it is for Ryan Garcia. And that's where Ryan Garcia messed up. So now Tank and Mayweather and Leonard Ellaby and Al Heyman and the whole team, right? They're like, yeah, we'll fight you, but it won't be at 140 pounds. Floyd Mayweather said, absolutely not. Had me cracking up. But if they were to go ahead and get that fight going, right now, everyone, especially if it's at 135, you got to give Tank Davis, man, the advantage. You got to give him the advantage, man. So it is what it is, man. But Ryan Garcia, he keeps talking, Oscar De La Hoya keeps talking about how he had 11,000 people in attendance. Now, it doesn't matter if the stadium, the capacity was 20,000, right? What matters is when Tank Davis fought in that stadium, okay, but if Pitbull Cruz was his opponent, they put 15,000 people in there. The exact same location, okay, where Garcia fought Javier Fortuna. So you can kind of compare that, but at the same time, it's really, maybe it's not fair. And I'm going to say that it's not fair because Tank, when he fought there at the Crypto.com Center, Tank fought Pitbull Cruz. Pitbull Cruz was well known throughout boxing, especially by Mexicans. So Tank had the right dancing partner, the right ethnicity fighting in California, okay? He had a badass Mexican opponent. So people were going to turn out, 1 for Tank and 2 for that opponent. Ryan Garcia, Javier Fortuna. Who the hell knows Javier Fortuna? Yeah, that fight could have been in the Dominican Republic and nobody would have turned out. You know what I'm saying? It wouldn't have happened. But Ryan Garcia still managed to get 11,000 people in there. So Ryan Garcia with the right dance partner definitely puts a lot more people in that seat. But you would think they talk so much about his social media presence and all of these followers that he has, you would think that wherever he went, he would sell out arenas. Jake Paul's doing it, but you would think Ryan Garcia would be able to do that too, which he's not. So him and Tank Davis, as far as who's the A side, like there really is no argument on who's the A side. Okay? Tank Davis is the A side. Ryan Garcia, see, and this is what's the problem. Oscar is building him into a pay-per-view star. He's trying to get him there. He's incrementally getting a step closer. But he's not there yet. But in his mind, he's already this pay-per-view attraction, but he hasn't earned that yet. Tank fought at 140, clipped Barrios. You know, he fought Santa Cruz. It doesn't matter what you think about that. He fought Pitbull. He clipped Rolly Romero, okay? But the fact that Tank has been moved up and down the weight classes, and Barrios was no pushover. So let's get that shit straight. He went up there and clipped Barrios. Ryan Garcia, if he really wants to talk about letting his, nuts hang and Tank show us yours or whatever the hell he was saying, right? He needs to go out there and do that first. But if you want to make an even bigger statement, Ryan, fight Teofimo. That'd be a great statement. Or fight Regis Prograis and beat him. See, those aren't easy fights. So for Ryan Garcia and De La Hoya, you got to understand, this De La Hoya doesn't sell out events. He's not fighting anymore. This isn't the Golden Boy anymore. If it was De La Hoya, we all know who the A side would be, right? De La Hoya was the man. Fought everybody. Was a great fighter, but he's not in the ring. And a Golden Boy show probably helps to sell tickets, but it doesn't sell out arenas. The fighter is going to have to bring something more to the table than just the whole, I have 8, 9, 10, 18 million followers, shouting let's go at the end of the fight, getting up on the ring, buck to I think that, and all that bull crap he does. That's not it. You got to get in there, man. And although he beat Fortuna, let's face it, Fortuna came for the paycheck. He needs to get in there with a formidable opponent, okay? Not just a name, someone who's active, who's actually in their prime, who's clipping people and getting there and dominate them, okay? Win by knockout. Do something dramatic and a very entertaining fight. That's what Tank Davis has been doing and continues to do. Ryan Garcia has to figure it out. All this shouting craziness and insulting people and basically begging for a fight, for a payday like Canelo would say, that's not going to get it. That is not going to get it. So I would like to see Ryan Garcia, even though he probably would never get Barrios at 140 because it's just so hard for Barrios to make that. Fight the opponents Tank fought. Fight Pedraza. Get in there and fight Pedraza. Fight those guys that Tank fought. See how you do against them. Okay? And then you probably put a little more respect on Tank's name. All right? So it is what it is, man. But just got to make those sacrifices. De La Hoya did it when he fought Pacquiao, and De La Hoya was at the end of his rope. Look what he did. That man came all the way down, man, at a weight that he hadn't fought to in years and was like a couple pounds underneath it on fight night. So De La Hoya damn near killed himself to get in the ring with Pacquiao. And we know De La Hoya was beyond his prime, so it is what it is. But, Floyd's made sacrifices. All the top guys make sacrifices. So for Ryan Garcia, who is still trying to prove himself, don't come talking like you're the A side right now, because Tank Davis and those guys, like, you want the fight bad enough, you'll make it happen. Earl Spence. Now, he is definitely the A side against Crawford. I don't care what nobody says. But it looks like, hey, man, he kind of, decided to kind of, make the fight happen. So he sacrificed a little bit. And that's just what you got to do, man, So either way it goes, I think, and a lot of people think Ryan Garcia will get smoked by Davis. Because Davis is just, he's just on another level. He's just on another level. Floyd even came out there talking about, he said, I was never a 154 pounder. Remember, Floyd fought at 154 pounds. He said he was always 130 pounder, beating guys at 47 to 54, whatever the weight is. I was always 130 pounder that was able. Actually, he says he was 126 pounder. I was able to dominate throughout the sport of boxing for so many years. So that, kind of is what it is. He says, so he doesn't care. We can make the fight happen. You're hearing it first, on one of those other channels. He said 135 is a weight class. And that's a very good point that Mayweather makes. With Floyd Mayweather, De La Hoya, these guys ascended up the weight divisions. And they were getting there fighting people. They weren't playing this damn game, trying to make someone from a lighter weight class come up to a heavier weight class. Nah, they were going up to the heavier weight classes, clipping people in dominating fashion. So Floyd is spot on. I can't remember what weight De La Hoya started at, maybe 130? Because he went 130, 135, 140, 147, 154. 5 different weight classes for De La Hoya, right? I don't think he went up past 154 and got a belt. But, yeah, it was too big. Bernard Hopkins damn near killed him. But what I'm saying is, his own promoter wasn't out there, man. When he became the A side, yeah, he did what he had to do. But I don't remember De La Hoya messing around with weight and messing with opponents like that to get an advantage. De La Hoya went and just fought. He just didn't care, man. Floyd was that way too, but then, he recognized he was A side, and he would definitely make sure that everything was kind of in his favor. And it is what it is, but you got to earn that. And Ryan Garcia hasn't earned that. And his own promoter should sit there and should have had a conversation with him, to me, and say, hey, look, we're not there yet. Be like me if you want to really shut people's mouths. This whole pretty boy thing, this whole you're a clown and all this crap, get in there and fight him at whatever weight he's comfortable at and dominate him. And that's what needs to happen. But we'll see. But right now, Ryan Garcia is getting a reality check. So as far as Tank's concerned, that fight's not going to happen unless Ryan Garcia accepts it. And I think they're right. I'll give my opinion on stuff. I actually think that they're right. The fight should be at 135. Ryan Garcia, if you're that bad, fight Tank at 135. Don't try to give yourself an advantage by being 140. And no, he has to cut weight too. You cut the weight. Have one more fight at 135, then move up. Teofimo fought that fight against Kambosos, killing himself to make a weight where he shouldn't have been at anymore. And he did what he did, and now he's at 140. So you go ahead and do what you have to do, man. That's what I think. But anyway, fight's not going to happen unless it's at 135, and we know that Tank's not going to budge because Tank doesn't need Ryan Garcia. Tank can do what the hell he wants. He's put himself in that position, and it is what it is, man. So that being said, man, like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. Shout out to the veterans. Tank versus Garcia can happen this year, but let's see what happened. Now the ball's in Ryan Garcia and Oscar De La Hoya's court. Everyone's willing to make the fight. Networks, everything is not going to be a problem. The only problem is going to be whether Garcia wants that fight at 135. Nothing else should be an issue. Shouldn't be no purse split issues. Tank's the A side. This is no damn 50-50 fight, okay? Oscar De La Hoya knows. So he needs to get in Ryan Garcia's head and explain to him, this is what you got to do, all right? This is what you got to do if you want to be great. You can't come out here just expecting people to give you the red carpet treatment because of the buzz you have on social media. This is boxing. Okay, if you want to do that shit, get you another YouTuber. You're fighting against Tank Davis, one of the pound for pound pay-per-view stars in boxing. You just can't come, man, and pull that Jake Paul crap on him. Like, it just doesn't work like that. But anyway, man, I'll leave it as that. Y'all keep cool, and as always, I'm in the breeze.